What's up guys, Mike Burke here with Inside Real Estate Photography. So Sony just announced the new A7C compact full frame camera. Will it be a good camera for real estate photographers? That's the question we're going to dive into in this video. So the new A7C announced by Sony this week is the most compact full frame camera now in the Sony lineup. It's essentially a full frame camera crammed into one of their crop sensor bodies out of the A6000 series. It has a very similar look and layout to the crop sensor bodies. This is great if you do any street photography, travel photography, or hiking, or any type of photography where you need to keep your bulk down. I know this doesn't pertain to us necessarily as real estate photographers, but if you do any of those other types of photography that I mentioned in addition to real estate photography, and you want a camera that suits all of your needs, then this might appeal to you. Not to say that the other A7 cameras in the A7 lineup, like the A7 III for instance, are bulky by any means, but this is a more compact solution. So spec-wise, the A7C essentially takes the capabilities of the A7 III, which is my current favorite real estate photography camera that I use every single day, and crams it down into a smaller body. Sounds good, right? It is good, and it's surprising they were able to cram a lot of technology into such a small body. There are some key differences though that I will outline shortly, but first let's talk about the main ways they are similar. So we have the same 24 megapixel back illuminated sensor. Both have 5-axis in-body image stabilization. This is one feature I was surprised they were able to incorporate into the A7C. They have the same great FC100 battery, 4K video recording up to 30 frames per second, 1080 recording up to 120 frames per second, the same amount of focus points, basically the same autofocus system. So there you are, basically the same main capabilities as the A7 III. So now let's outline how the A7C differs from the A7 III. The A7C only has one card slot as opposed to two on the A7 III. It has no front exposure adjustment wheel on the grip. You need to use the dial wheel on the back to adjust f-stop or shutter speed. There are hardly any customizable buttons, which is a bummer because I use them a lot and it speeds up my workflow. There is, however, one more custom slot on the dial over the A7 III, which is nice. It has a fully articulating screen, which is definitely a benefit over the A7 III. It is a touch screen, but it has the same limited touch functions as the A7 III has. You can't touch to navigate the menu like in the new A7S III. It also has the older menu design like in the A7 III and not the new one just released in the A7S III, where you can touch through the menu and everything like that. Sony probably deliberately held this back because they don't want to threaten the sales of the A7 III too much. I'm sure the A7 IV, whenever it comes out, will have the new menu system. There is no time recording limit for video, which is great if you ever have to do a long recording. The A7 III has the 30-minute limit on it. All the new cameras coming out from here on out shouldn't have the record limit anymore, as it was some arbitrary tax law thing that's no longer an issue. There is no joystick on the back for selecting focus points. The price is $200 less than the A7 III, coming in at $1798 versus $1998 for the A7 III. Alright, so as you can see, at its heart, the A7C is essentially a compact version of the A7 III, but there are some key differences. Do I think it's a capable real estate photography camera? Yes, I absolutely do. It's essentially identical in its photo and video capabilities as the A7 III, and the A7 III is a fantastic real estate photography camera. Would I choose this camera over the A7 III? No, I would not. The main reason being it's only $200 cheaper than the A7 III, and that's not a big enough incentive for me to forego some of the important features the A7 III has over it. For instance, the dual card slots alone on the A7 III are worth the extra $200 to me easily. As professionals, having that backup card slot in case one card fails is very important in my opinion. I also love my custom buttons and use them a lot and would definitely miss them on the A7C. I wish it was priced a little cheaper because I think it would make it a more enticing option for a lot of people. If you are a real estate photographer that does a lot of traveling or other types of photography, like I mentioned earlier, where you would benefit from a more compact camera, then maybe this is the right solution for you. As I said, it's certainly capable of doing the job. Alright guys, so that's about it for this video. I just wanted to share my thoughts on this new camera from a real estate photographer's perspective, and I just like to talk about cameras. What do you guys think about this new camera? Are any of you thinking about purchasing it? Whatever your thoughts are, please leave them in the comments below. Also, I will include a link to pre-order the camera down in the description if any of you are thinking about purchasing it. Thanks so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, I tremendously appreciate your support. If you're interested in any consulting services or want to support the development of future content and get exclusive behind-the-scenes material and also inside updates about future videos, then please visit the link down below. Thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you again on the next one.